Welcome back to Perfect Shot of Jacks. I'm Russ, your host, and today, really special project. I've got a 2023 Porsche Panamera. This customer just purchased it. This is the second Panamera I've done in a few months, so this one's going to be a really good before and after. Customer just purchased it, brought it over to me. We're going to polish it out to perfection, and we're going to ceramic coat it with C6 Hydro. Let me bring you in and show you what we're working with. All right, here is our Porsche Panamera, and from this distance, looks pretty good. But as we come in and move around the car, you can see we have swirls and scratches for days in this, and some of them, like in this area right here, quite a bit deeper. Now, this car has been through a lot of automatic car washes. And somewhere in the country, that has got to be illegal. A car this beautiful should never have to go through an automatic car wash. We've got swirls and scratches for days. The one thing we don't have on this is really a lot of hard water. I don't know where the car originated at, and as you can see, we've got brake dust on here for days. So we're gonna get this car washed up, get it clayed, chemically deconned, and then we're gonna get to work polishing this out and making this a whole lot better. We're gonna use Jimbo's polish, and we're gonna use C6 Hydro ceramic coating. And let's see what we've got here. Not super terrible on the back deck lid. All right, I'm gonna bring you in along the way and show you our progress. Now that we're outside, I'm about to get the vehicle washed and clayed. And here in the sunlight, you can see a little easier all the swirls and scratches from the automatic car wash. The hood and the roof always take the worst beating when it comes to the automatic car wash. And now that we're back inside, got it all washed and clayed, and we're taking a paint thickness measurement. And as you see, as I move around, we've got 5 3/4, 6 mils, somewhere in there. And that's about half the paint that cars used to have 10 years ago. So now that we know how much paint we've got to work with, let me show you the star of the show, the Jimbo's Picture Perfect Polish. I've been using this quite a bit lately. I shot a video on it just a few weeks ago on a black truck that came out absolutely awesome. We're using the Rupes coarse waffle pad and the DIY 25 millimeter polisher to do our test spot. So here we're gonna work just a small area and see if this is gonna be the right combination to go around the whole vehicle. We're gonna do 3 or 4 section passes. I've had really great success with this pad polish and polisher combination. So we'll go around, and in this test spot, if once we're finished, it comes out perfect, then we know what process we're going to have to use around the rest of the vehicle. Jimbo's polish, the Picture Perfect polish, one of the things I like about it is that as you work it down, it's fairly transparent. So I can tell if there's still scratches or swirls there before I wipe the polish off. So if I still see any, I can go ahead and just keep working it a little bit longer and not waste any additional time wiping off the polish and then having to put more polish back on my pad. So we're gonna go around it here. I've got my pad washer right behind me. So we're gonna use that pad washer quite a bit, cleaning up the pads before we move on to each next panel. So far, I like what I see. Okay, as I bring in close here, the clarity in the paint is excellent. Now, one of the things I don't think the camera's picking up is I've still noticed a couple, right now it appears to be deeper scratches, but I've got a feeling that the clear coat on this car is extremely hard. Now here on this left side where we haven't done yet, you can see the swirls and scratches, and you see much better clarity on the right side that we've polished. So I'm gonna step it up a little bit. I'm gonna use the Rupes coarse wool pad and do the left side there and see if we can get maybe a little more defect removal. It looks really good, but I'm striving for a little more perfection on it. So we're going to use the Rupes coarse wool pad. This is a newer version of the pad, and still with the Jimbo's polish, and I'm going to work that left side. Again, the defects, they are kind of deep, but I can tell this clear coat is also kind of hard, not allowing me to take out the scratches quite as easy as I want to. So we're going to use the coarse wool pad and go over it and see how that does. This pad in previous cars leaves a really good finish. So hopefully once I'm done, I'll use the gloss meter and we'll see if the finish on it is as good as I want it to be. So back and forth with this, and we'll see if we can dial it in. I've got a feeling this clear coat's going to be hard enough. I may have to step up to a regular wool pad on the rotary and keep that going. I like this wool pad. It does fit the contours really, really well. Allows me to move in and get it around, and this 25 millimeter polisher does just a phenomenal job. It's able to turn the pad without any problem. Take out those defects really quite quickly. And this hood is really the worst area. While there are plenty of swirls and scratches in the rest of it, it's not nearly as bad as the hood. So if I can get the process dialed in on removing this off the hood, I feel confident we'll be able to get around the rest of the car without a problem. I am noticing as I'm kind of looking through the polish that I'm still having some deeper scratches, and here I'm just going to step it up to the rotary. This is a Lake Country blue foamed pad. It is quite a bit more aggressive than the other, and on the rotary it does just a phenomenal job. It's going to require it to be a two-step process because this is going to leave some holograms in the paint and maybe even leave it a little bit hazy. But I have discovered this clear coat is very, very tough, which is good for the owner because it's harder to put scratches in it, but then for me, it's harder to take the scratches out of it. So we're gonna keep working it. I'm gonna follow it up with a second step. I was hoping to be able to accomplish the vehicle in just one step, but this is one of those situations where the paint is hard enough, the scratches are deep enough that we're just gonna have to be a little more aggressive on it, run around it. And then I'll follow it up with the red jeweling pad by DIY to really refine it and get us a high number on the gloss meter. Anything 100 or over, I'm always ecstatic about. So we've got our fingers crossed here. Okay, that combination took out the scratches, did what I needed it to do, but it didn't leave the paint as reflective as I wanted to. So we've got the red jeweling pad on the rotary here, again using Jimbo's polish, and I'm really impressed with this polish. The depth and clarity it brings to the paint, especially this paint, the metal flake that's in it really starts to pop and be able to see it now. So I'm quite happy with the way that's coming out. I'm going to use this red jeweling pad, take my time, just go back and forth and really refine the paint as good as possible. You know, if you ever thought going through that $5 or $10 automatic car wash was just a great deal, this right here is a testament to why you never want to do that. Those brushes just brutalize the paint, and pretty soon that new car you've got that you're running through that automatic car wash starts to look like a used car because the paint is no longer deep and reflective anymore. So we're going to work it with this jeweling pad. I've had excellent results with it. It really probably brings out the best gloss and shine on any paint. And if you've got to do a two-step, this is really the way to go. Okay, here we are. We have got our gloss meter up to 102. I am ecstatic about that. That is excellent. And you'll see here I've done, so the right side there has been finished. As I cross over to the center section, Look at the great depth and gloss. You see the metal flake, and over here kind of hazy, not so great. So I know the process we've got to dial in. We've got it dialed in. So I know what we're going to have to do in order to get this just jumping. So we're going to use that two-step method around the rest of the car. Now here I've done the center section as well, and you see on top there I've got that to 101. Really nice. I'm very happy with it. So we've got 2/3 from the center and the right side done. I'll move over here to the left side a little bit, and you'll see the haziness over there, all that cloudiness and from the swirls and scratches, just not where we want it to be. So you can see there. Let me bring the other light in here, and you can see there's just a haze to it because of all the swirls and scratches. So this car's got the potential, as we have seen, to just look brand new again or very close to it. And so we're going to keep working that process and going around the whole vehicle. The one thing I'm not having on this vehicle is a lot of hard water, which I typically have. So that's kind of a plus. Let me bring in a different angle here. Here, now you can see the swirls and scratches. I've got the light working with me a little better, and you can see that left side, just a whole lot more going on there. Okay, here I'm on the back deck lid. I'm using the sun a little bit, and you can see the swirls and scratches in this back deck lid. And one of the things I've noticed is the clarity I'm getting out of the paint with the picture perfect polish is just phenomenal, really bringing it in. So here's the back deck lid, lots of swirls and scratches as you would expect. And let me move in here and I'll show you after I've polished it. I got the deck lid to about 95%, might hit it one more time, but you can see all those swirls and scratches are gone. Really beautiful, got it dialed in quite nice. And look at that metal flake, it really jumps now. You can really tell that it's in there. Before, you just really couldn't see it. Too covered up by all the swirls and scratches. All right, here is our finished product. We have polished this to perfection. We have ceramic coated everything with C6 Hydro, at least all the paint and the headlights. And then we used the C6 glass on the front windshield, the top sunroofs, and the back glass. Look at the depth and the clarity that that picture perfect polish brought out. I'm really impressed with it. There are some great polishes on the market. I've been using the Manzerna Cut Force Pro for a couple of years, and again, very impressed with that. I'm just getting a little more clarity. Look at the reflection there. I'm just getting better clarity with the Jimbo's Picture Perfect polish. This car is just jumping. We got all the brake dust off of those wheels, and that took a couple trips. I cleaned those wheels twice and probably could have even done it a third time, but before going to a third time, I would just take the wheels off and do them because they were really hammered. They needed a good cleaning. So we've got this car dialed in, ceramic coated, absolutely stunning. The slickness from the C6 Hydro is amazing. And this coating is rated at the lifetime of the vehicle without using any toppers on it. So if you're in North Florida, South Georgia, Amelia Island, Fernandina Beach, Yulee, or Jacksonville, and you've got a car you want to have polished back to new, make it just stunning again, and maybe ceramic coat it, or possibly put on a paint sealant, something to protect it, and get it back to new condition, we can do that for you. Right here's the number to call, 904-575-0258 on the web, perfectshineofjacks.com. If you got some value out of this, hit the like and subscribe.